Okay, I think I've solved the issue of not getting good videos. I don't need to be in the video. How about that? All right, so I'm doing a video because I'm about to lay the subfloor. I am 95% finished with the flooring. I have the midspan blocks in. I have 9 feet in between the blocks, and I have 53 inches from the two. I'm listening to my son yelling at the game. The 2x6 is 53 inches from there. So I believe code is 10 feet. So I'm within code. This is what I need to clean up a little bit more. These wires here, I cleaned them up a little bit, but I still need to put another block there. Straighten the wires up there a little bit more, but for the most part it's done. The reason why I'm doing this part before I finish this is I like to have somewhere to walk, and walking between these joists just scares me to death. By the grace of God, I haven't fell through anything yet. I trip every 5 minutes, but so far so good. So I have this being held up because once I put the insulation in, I'm going to put the subfloor glue in, and I'm doing this by myself. And I want to be able to put the glue down, remove the 2x4, and then just slide the 4x8 sheet right down to the joist. So this is how it looks right before I lay the subfloor. This is going to get cleaned up here. I'm going to put a 2x12 here and run it all the way down. I'm not going to double it up because since there's not one there now, I don't think it needs to be doubled. So I'm gonna just put one 2x12, just so when I put the subfloor to have something to lay on here. Another thing that I noticed, two things that I noticed. One, so you're supposed to use the same blocks size as your joist, which is 2x12. My 2x12, which is probably the same for every house, the blocking is not always the same height. So what I've started doing, like this one here, I cut down a little bit. I think this is the only one I need to come back with my router and get it even. I don't want the subfloor to be uneven just because a joist is sticking up 1/8 of an inch. So after that block there, I came to that realization. So everyone that was not good height, I went ahead and cut it down maybe 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch, all the way there. This subfloor sheet is going to be resting on the joist to the right, and then I'm going to have to figure out something as far as putting a subfloor in between there, because I don't want that subfloor. I don't know, I have to think about it, but I think the responsible thing to do is to put another bracing here. That's another reason or an advantage of these joists being doubled up, is you have one piece of plywood on one joist and another piece of plywood on both, and you don't have to worry about any weak spots. So yep, that's it. Let me show you this part. None of this is done, so this still needs blocking, still needs the wires to be cleaned up, but I mean, this obviously is the most of it. I'm gonna go here. So an engineer, I paid a lot of money to. Actually, I don't think it was that much. It was more than a couple $100 though for him to stay 20 minutes. Told me that I can remove this bracing that lands on that joist, and I can put it here. So what I'm going to do, that board, that 2x4 does not land directly on a joist. So I'm going to put some blocking in between there. So when I put it on top, put the subfloor on top of it, it has some meat underneath. That I think I'm gonna just leave like it is. That's piss poor work, but I don't know. I'll figure something out. I'll make it a square or something, so it's a little bit more visually appetizing. And you already have the little crevice here, so it's gonna be a unique space anyway. So yes, this is hours and hours and hours and hours of work. what I'm going to do here, since I'm looking at the light, and this is going to be removed. So if you've seen the other videos, this was attached to that. I broke them apart so I wouldn't trip moving the subfloor. I'm going to block off that soffit, and I'm going to put great stuff sealer, and I'm going to just leave that, I don't know why I want to keep calling it a baffle, ridge vent. I'm going to leave the ridge vent open. I don't think it'll hurt anything. I don't think things get in, so we'll leave it like that. So yeah, that is the video for today. Hopefully I can finish the subfloor. I need to put in stairs there, but you know, one part at a time. Gotta hurry up and get in here so I can get out the baby's room. So yeah, that's it. Oh, I have on long sleeves because I'm bringing up the fiberglass insulation, and I'll put on my face protection and all that jazz. So yeah, a lot of work to do. See you guys next video.